Good morning, all. Today we are going to discuss about the one of the important topic of fiscal policy. The fiscal policy refers to government policy in respect of in public expenditure. So it is also in government policy and it can be spent in public expenditure, taxation and public debt. So it can be expenditures, tax and public debt also. Uh, it is also means by which the government adjust its spending the levels and tax rates to monitor and influence in a national income. So it can be influences and spending by the some tax rates also. Fiscal policy is based on the principles of Keynesian economics, which basically states the government can influence the macroeconomics. So it is also influenced by the in macroeconomics. So productivity levels by increasing, decreasing the tax levels and public spending. So it is also in a it can be decreasing and increasing to the in tax levels to the in public spending. So it is also introduction to the in fiscal policy. Next, objectives of fiscal policy. So some objectives are enlisted below. To mobilize additional resources in socially necessary lines of development. So it can be some additional resources also mobilize the society and also development to achieve and maintain the economic stability. So it is also in economic stability maintained to stabilize the price levels. So the price levels also in stabilize to maintain the growth rate of economy. So it can be increasing to the economic growth rate to maintain equilibrium in the balance of payments. So it is also in balance of payments also in maintained to the in equilibrium position to raise the standard living and citizens of the country. So it is also in standard living to the citizens in this in our country. So to reduce extremely inequality in income and wealth. So it is also reducing to the inequality levels of the incomes and wealth to provide the necessity incentives to private sector for its healthy growth rate, etc. So it can be also provided to the some uh, health incentives and growth also. So these points are involved to the objectives of fiscal policy. So next one, tools of in fiscal policy. The major tools of in fiscal policy enlisted below. In first one, public expenditure. So the public expenditure it includes the in subsidies, transfer payments, including the welfare programs, so public works, projects, and government services. So it is also in public expenditures. It can be included to the some subsidiaries and welfare transfer to the payments, public works, and welfare programs, etc. By increasing or decreasing its spending. So in this, it can be spending to the uh, some healthy and growth, some tax and the price levels. So it is also increasing and decreasing. So the government can directly influence economic activity. For example, more government spending can increase the demand and leading to higher output of the employment. So, for example, it can be the product pricing levels also it can be decreases automatically. It can be spent the in a demand also increases. So it is all it can be spent to the in public expenditure also. So it is also in public expenditure. So next one, taxation. So the government can influence the economic activity through its taxation policy. It can be influenced to the in a tax policy also. By reducing taxes, the government leaves individuals and business with more income to spend and invest. So the government it can be spend to the more income and more income to the individuals and businessmen to be spent the investor, which boost economic growth. Conversely, increasing taxes can help cool down an overhead economy to reducing the amount of disposal income available. So it can be increasing to that some tax levels and it can be to the in economy. So next one, public borrowings. The public borrowing refers to the means by which government finance their expenditure that exceed in tax revenues. So it is also in public borrowing scheme. Uh, so it can mean government finance and their expenditures also included. Under it, the government raises money from the domestic population or from abroad through instruments. So it can be involved with the some instruments. So NSA, Kisan, because Katra, etc. So public borrowing is a common practice used to fund the in public services. So it is also in public service theme. So infrastructure projects, welfare programs, and to manage the country in fiscal policy. So it can be managing to the some welfare programs. Uh, Projects, infrastructures also. So other measures, the fiscal policy it can be involved to the some other measures, uh, rationing and price levels. So it can be also in rational to the in price levels, regulations of wages, increase the production of goods and services. So it can be involved to the some tools of fiscal policy and objectives and introduction to the fiscal policy.